So, Red Rising, what did I think? Come on, Matt, you can do this. You can talk about this. It's good to get your emotions out. Red Rising, what did I think? Overall, pretty meh. Welcome to Hobbit Hole Books. My name is Matt, also known as Miggins, and today I'm going to be giving my spoiler-free thoughts on Red Rising, the first book in the Red Rising saga by Pierce Brown. Now, before I start, just a quick reminder, if you like these videos, like what I do here, please click the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, just so you know when all my videos are coming out, and also follow me on Twitter and social media. All my links are down below. Now, this will be a spoiler-free review, so whether you've enjoyed Red Rising before or not, or you're just completely fresh and want to know maybe if this is a book for you, this will be no spoilers in this review. Now, just a little bit of an overall thoughts. As I said in my cold open, it's just meh. I mean, really, it was my first sci-fi book, and I have heard the hype, guys. The hype is unreal, and you know, I had tales of this epic scenes, like really kind of like almost in an Avengers Endgame way, like really epic speeches, and I know this is the first book. I know that before you Pierce Brown stands come at me, but the thing is that I just didn't feel anything for this book. I mean, as my first sci-fi book, it just kind of left me wanting a little bit. I can see why it's classed as YA, but I would put it more in the grimdark realm of things. There are kind of like quite gruesome facets. This society as a whole is really kind of brutal and gritty, and it's a really harsh existence for a lot of people in that society. I can see why there's the YA comparisons with Hunger Games, with the Battle Royale that kind of takes place for the vast majority of the book, but beyond that, I would say it's pretty firmly in the realm of grimdark for myself. Now, again, like, I love grimdark. I'm just getting into that subgenre really, and a grimdark sci-fi, it sounded really cool. I mean, the basic premise is basically there's this character called Darrow, and he's what you call a red. Now, that's basically like the lowest of the low in their society, and we are taken to a future where humans have gone to Mars, and we're kind of colonizing the planet Mars. And so you have these reds that are toiling away below the surface, and they believe that they're preparing the way for the rest of the humans back on Earth to come, and eventually there's going to be like some glorious day when everyone arrives and Mars is beautifully terraformed, ready for humans to live on, and the Reds are going to be rewarded and honored as heroes, as pioneers for their work.
Nope.
And don't worry, this isn't a spoiler, guys, because I mean, it's basically on the back of the blurb and it happens really quickly. And essentially, it's all a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Right? The Reds are like toiling away in these dank mines, like I guess a similar comparison would be with like the miners in Wales, where it was really kind of gritty, dark work, and a lot of them died because of like the kind of lack of oxygen and things going around, the dust particles going around in the air, and these Reds are basically kind of like that, and they discover, or Darrow discovers, that the other humans are already there, and basically the Golds, which are like the top of the top class of society, are living in like really gaudy decadence up on the surface. He's radicalized by a particular incident early on, and taken in by this mysterious group,
Mr. Krabs?
and encouraged to infiltrate the Golds to try and sort of take them down from the inside. There's plenty of opportunity for depth there to explore some really critical issues in society today about inequality, about the different classes and meritocracy in society. It's just not fruitfully picked, guys. This could have been a really kind of rise up of a brutal hero that's going to take on the revolution and take down the decadent golds that are living in luxury, whilst the reds just die for them beneath the surface, basically. And it could have been like this kind of like French Revolution kind of story, but none of that promise, in my humble opinion, just comes through. And again, just disclaimer, I know plenty of people that are found differently, that love these books, and I've talked with people on Twitter and had discussions, and plenty of people think differently, but just for me, I just didn't connect to the characters. That's the problem. I didn't care. So this book is told in the first person perspective from Darrow himself, and it provides a few problems. First of all, I'm just not always the biggest fan of first person. I really like a multi-POV fantasy. And from the first person perspective, all you're getting is inside one person's head, one person's perspective. And I think that can be utilised really well, and that can be really kind of baked into the narrative and used for some really good twists. But the problem here is that it just isn't utilised in that way. Darrow's an annoying character, right? Oh, he's just I don't like Darrow. I just don't like Darrow. And when I don't like your main character that you're going to spend literally the entire book in, that's not a good start. And it's sad because it did get off to a promising start. The world building is really cool. I mean, Pierce has really worked on building the society. The classes are really well defined and distinct, and even within them there's like levels of gold, and it's really well crafted, and clearly Pierce has put a lot of thought into the world building, and I just wish it put as much thought into crafting these characters' journeys in a more meaningful way. It just feels like it's going through the motions a lot of the times. There's these moments that should be really, really impactful, that should really devastate me, and it just doesn't, because I don't care. That's the problem. It would be a really good book. The plot's alright, like it gets better as it goes along, but if I don't care about your characters, especially your main character, you've lost me. And it's really just a shame, because I really, 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 really wanted to like this book, guys. Like, you understand that I'd heard so many good things, and it just, maybe the hype kind of destroyed it for me. And yeah, and I thought maybe this feeling will go away, because like I said, it had a promising start, and then it just kind of petered out. Like, it just became a typical battle royale story, and there's some unique quirks to it. And I will say, it did get better as it went on. You know, at a certain point, it was potentially a DNF, which I never do. DNF's like a no-no for me. But at a certain point, I realised this, you know what, I'm just reading this, I'm not enjoying it. Like I've got books I want to get back to. You know, Curse of the Mistwraith, Johnny works fantastic. Reviews coming, I can't wait to tell you guys all about that and gush like the Niagara Falls. Like, seriously, guys. But this book just didn't have that. I just wasn't enjoying it. The spark wasn't there. The connection, that beautiful moment when you really engross in the book and it works its way into your heart, it just didn't happen. And there were some decent characters in it. I mean, Pax. I think that's the name, Pax. I'm literally just doing this review off the cuff, guys, so bear with me. But Pax was my favourite character. I think he was really interesting. I think he didn't get the story that he deserved. He deserved better, but he was my favourite character. As well as there's a character called Roke, and I mean these guys are some of the golds that Darrow joins with in this game of Battle Royale. And Roke is kind of like a poet, and so I really like that aspect to him. He was kind of like a fairly sensitive soul for one of the golds, who seemed to kind of like have hearts of pretty thick steel at times. But Roke and Pax, those were two characters that I actually did really enjoy. And Severo, I guess, to an extent, although I feel like his character's going to grow on me. But I mean, the rest of them, it just kind of didn't work. There were moments, I mean, chapter 27, there was a really tender moment that I just wanted him to hang on. I can see it rising on the dawn. I'm nearly there. Go on, Pierce. Go on, Pierce. Oh no, I'm falling. It's so close. Why, Pierce? Why? Because it's not an inherently bad book. It's not a, oh my goodness, this prose is awful. It's like I'm reading a book written by a 5-year-old. It's not that. I mean, it's okay prose. It's an okay story that gets better and shows promise. Characters that get better. But that's just it. It's just okay when it could have been something great. It could have been a book that really fired in me the passion of revolution. I want books that just seep into my very soul and clutch me until I become a wraith, like reading at 2 a.m. in the morning because I'm just like, I need more. I was just racing to finish the book. And it's a fast-paced book, which is good in one sense because I finished it quicker, but also not in the sense that it missed out that character development that I really wanted. There's a bunch of like time skips in there. It felt a little bit jumbled, like events are just together. Like it's just like this happened and then a couple of months go by and then this happened and it felt disjointed in a way. But it just didn't work for me, guys. I mean, that's why it's so sad, because there's so much promise and it's just not realised. And a lot of it is down to that first person perspective. I don't like Gary. He's annoying. He's annoying. And I can't say that enough, right? He's kind of like a Gary Stu. Like, nothing can happen to him. Like, it's just baffles me. It's like, if I don't like your character, like, you lost me. I need to be invested. I need to feel something. And I just didn't. I didn't care. And that's the fatal flaw that's just brutally murdered this book for me, because I didn't care. The twist didn't work because what happens is you're in one person's head all the time. So the only twist that can really come are from people revealing information that you, the main character, didn't know. But then it's like, Pierce is just like, okay, everybody, I'm gonna drop a bomb. You ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, boom! And then it's just like a tennis ball or something. Like, you know, like, there was one twist that like surprised me and shocked me, but it's still like, meh. Like, everything in this book, just meh. And I encourage you guys, check it out for yourselves, because this is just my humble opinion. Who am I? I'm just nobody on BookTube. I know plenty of people that have enjoyed it, tried to convince me that it's better than what I found it to be, and I know plenty of people that say it gets better, and plenty of people that also DNF'd it. You know, everybody has different opinions, and that's great. So please just check it out for yourself. There's some great world building. It's very cinematic. It's very fast paced. I even was thinking, it feels like somebody turned a script for a movie into a book. That's how it feels. And so it feels like you can get those fist pumping moments and those epic speeches and the battles and you know what I mean. You're gonna get that, but then you're gonna lack some of that richness, that depth that I want from a book. Slightly more in depth than most kind of like popcorn flick movies. And I love the Marvel movies, guys, but I mean, apart from like Endgame, they really weren't that emotionally like investable. So don't come at me, Marvel stans, cause okay, you can come at me. Maybe just a moment of silence for the promise of what this book could have been. Because I really wanted to like this book. And there are some good signs. I mean, book 2, I started the prologue, guys. I started the prologue because my mood reading started to take over before I brought the monster back under control. And it sounded like an awesome prologue to book 2. And so I'm excited. And the books get chunkier, which, I mean, if you know me, you know I love a good old chunk. And so hopefully that's a good sign that things get a little bit more in depth, a little bit more what I was hoping to get out of book 1. It's good because I've set my expectations. I mean, they've been adjusted. They were like really up here, hype. And now they've just like plummeted to like the 7 layers of hell. But that's a good thing, because then I'm still hyped slightly and my expectations are in a better place where I know, okay, don't necessarily get too invested in this. This might not be what you're hoping from it. And so maybe that'll be a better place where there's not such a big gap between my expectations and what the book is, because there's a lot of promise here, a lot of promise. And I really, really hope it delivers. It's overall really disappointing. So it's definitely gone down my TBR, but I'm hopeful that the next book can redeem the Red Riding saga. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, because this video, I've recorded it like 3 times because it just wasn't recording. I didn't realise. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please comment down below. What's your favourite book of the Red Rising saga? Did you like it? Are you planning to read it? What about the next books? Do you think they get better? Do they get worse? Am I going to like it? Am I not? Just anything. Or tell me your favourite book. Tell me what I should read next. Anything. I just love to interact with you guys. If you like what I do here, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See all my social media on the links down below, as well as ways to support the channel. I really appreciate all you guys enabling my love of books and fantasy to share with you guys. Until next time, see you next time on Hobbit Hole Books.